Hello, it's the red robe guy. Um, okay, that sounded really stupid when I said that out loud, but I don't know. Maybe I'll work on it. But yeah. Anyways, today, okay, I'm gonna keep looking to the side here because I have like a loose script, but mainly this is off the top of my head. Today, we're gonna talk about what I believe is the best habit to just implement in your life, and it's really easy to implement in your life, and it's daily brackets gratitude journaling, but also just daily journaling in general. And I say this for four main reasons. One, you get to just organize your life, and it's a lot easier to um, organize your life by journaling, just simply journaling, than like anything else, in my opinion, and also in my experience. You could try like apps that try to organize your life. You could try, I don't know, guides you see online, and you could also just wing it like a lot of people do. They don't really have a plan, and they kind of just, they think, okay, I'm just gonna change my entire life from this one day where I have motivation to do it. But that's not really realistic, and you're just gonna go back to your old habits because that's how we are. Um, but yeah, like journaling kind of just lets you write down every single day what exactly you're trying to accomplish or like what you're trying to move towards, and I think that's a lot more useful than anything else for actually trying to change your life. Um, Number two, it's a good way to get out any of your thoughts, good or bad. Most days for me, even if I have like a lot of thoughts, I don't really like write them down. But on the days that I do need to write them down, it's very helpful. If I have just a lot of thoughts about something that happened or just my mind going crazy, happens fairly often, unfortunately. But it helps a lot. Um, and yeah, especially when there's good days, and I have a lot to write about the good days. It's nice. Um, number three, number three is that it's relatively easy and accessible. Um, it's a great habit that doesn't require a lot of time. So yeah, um, and also yeah, max takes like 15 minutes a day, probably less depending on how much you write. And yeah, also it just makes you happier. Okay, let's talk about point four. It makes you happier. Um, the reason I say it makes you happier, it's specifically when you do gratitude journaling, or I feel like that sounds like more sophisticated than it is. Like, I don't know if this is legible on the camera, um, but I'm just gonna read what I wrote this morning. I like my fruit bowl, yogurt, and milk breakfast. Going to work, then class. I may study at Taylor uh, till closing, then perhaps go to the gym. I didn't end up going to the gym. Life's pretty chill. I do like experiencing though. Very basic, but like basically the gratitude part of it is just me talking about like what I enjoyed in the day. I'll journal twice in the day, like in the morning and the night. That's just what I found works for me. You don't have to do that, but like yeah, it's just a way. In the morning, I kind of just like plan things out. At night, I I write more about what I was just happy happened in the day, and that's the gratitude part of it. There's something positive in every day, and it's easy when your mind is clouded with a bunch of negativity, like mine sometimes is, to just forget about those things or to put down those things and not really be appreciative of those things. But today I had a bowl of fruit, and it was nice, it was enjoyable, it was tasty, and it was good for me. um I went to the forest today. I lit a fire. That was fun, and I'm gonna write about it. And just like writing about these things just helps you like put them more into the forefront of your mind. Maybe that sounds obvious, but it's so easy when you're just in the thick of um just the thick of just like being down and being moody to just forget about these things or dismiss them when they're nice and they make me happy. And there's probably things that you do in your day that make you happy. And just to write them makes you appreciate them more. Also, it makes it a lot easier to think, oh, I like doing that today. I'll do that tomorrow. Why not? Like, I mean, if I have the time to, if I have the capability to, if it doesn't get in the way of other things I should prioritize. Eating my fruit bowl, it's something I could do every day. It's something I try to do every day. I usually do eat it every day, and like I just enjoy it, so I'll just keep doing it. Um, it's a very basic thing, right? It's something that I feel like is almost childlike. As a child, you don't think about like the future. You don't really think like, oh, this is like, I don't know, like you don't let yourself get clouded by like the what ifs or just like the super negativity of it most of the time. You kind of just are like, huh, I like playing this video game. I'm gonna keep playing this video game. I go to sleep, I wake up tomorrow. I like playing this video game. I'm gonna keep playing this video game. Obviously, doing this to an extreme is not good when you're like an adult and trying to function and like trying to progress your life and you don't want to just play video games all day. But for simpler things like going on a walk, maybe listening to some music, talking to your friends, it's nice to just write them out and just be like, yeah, I like doing that. And every time I write it out, it reminds myself that I did that. I get happy that I did that, and I also am more likely to try and attempt to do that the next day. So it kind of just leads into this cycle of just doing things that make me happy, appreciating that it made me happy, and then trying to do it again because I knew like I appreciated it, and it's more in my mind. And then also it kind of just creates this more like positive mindset of just I like these things, so I'm gonna keep doing them. Um, yeah, that's one of like the huge points of why I think journaling is really helpful because it just makes you happier in that sense. That was a very long rant, but let's talk about the other things. Points 2 and 3. It acts as a way of getting out any of your thoughts. And point 3 is that it's relatively easily and accessible. Okay, it's easy and accessible. If there's so many habits, let's say like running, like exercise in general, that like sometimes like running is relatively accessible. Most people can just run, but like you have to. It's not easy. Like to do it every day, you got to really like you put on your clothes, step outside, and just like struggle for like 10 minutes, maybe probably more if that's like your goal, and then it just like sucks the entire time. And it's like, damn, that's like a hard, like it's hard to do that every single day, especially when you don't have the motivation. Writing on your journal, very easy. I most of the time I'm writing as I eat my breakfast or just like, I don't know, I'm just bored and I want to write something down, so I do. Um, I think what's helped me is just like I'll set a 10-minute timer and I just sit in front of my journal and like sometimes I'll write like nothing almost, like maybe a few sentences. Sometimes I'll write a whole page and have to go to the next page to write more. Um, but yeah, it's very easy to do. So that's to eat and like I think like everyone should try to build habits that help you in life, and like this is a very good habit that helps you in life and it's easy to do. It's a great habit to start with if you're trying to like change your life because it just um yeah, it allows you also, yeah, it allows you to, I'll get into the other point of that, but acts as a way of getting out any of your thoughts. So this is another thing where it's like a lot of stuff going on in here all the time, million thoughts a second sometimes, and it's like, man, a lot of those things are productive. A lot of the things, the vast majority of those things, are not. It's just a waste, and it's just bouncing around ideas and anxious thoughts that don't help anyone. And I don't know why my brain does it, but sometimes the only way to get rid of them is to get it out. Um, Ideally, maybe it's just talking to a friend or something, and then through that you can work through it. But it's also very nice to write it out, and if there's some thought that just keeps persisting in your mind, you could just write it out. One of them for me is I just think about the future a lot, and so I just write out stuff, and then I get to just make it something more concrete where I'm like, okay, I'm worrying about a lot of things that like right now I don't really have a lot of control over. It's better just for me to focus on the things I do. But yes, and also the other spin on this is when you have a really good day, you get to write it down. And one of my favorite things to do when I journal is if I have a really good day, I'll write it down and then I'll put a little star on the day, like beside the date. And once every few months, I'll look back through my journal and then I'll see the days with the stars and I read them and I'm like, wow, wow, that was a really good day. I remember that. Because a lot of times it's easy to forget. I don't know, maybe I'm just but for me personally, it's very easy for me to forget about the very good days, and I kind of just toss them out of my mind sometimes. But then to see like me in that moment, write what like what I thought about it, and it's like, oh yeah, I experienced that. That was cool. It makes me also happier. Bring it back to point 4, but yeah, that it either way, good thoughts or bad, it allows you to get out your thoughts, and it kind of just calms your mind when you can get out those thoughts. So yeah, point one that I made: you get to organize your life a lot easier than anything else. Yeah, it this I think the best part about journaling is like the freedom of it. When you have like an app or something, it's kind of like it's kind of rigid in the way it's made. But when you have a journal, you could do whatever you want. So for me, what I found works for me. You can experiment with this, obviously. Um, but like I'll write down the things I have to do that I want to accomplish for today. And I'll just check them off as I go, kind of have a checklist. And then this top section is just like me writing. Um, and like it every single like in the morning I write down what I want to do, and I get like, and then like at the night I kind of reflect on it, and like it's just if you want to get anything done in your life, writing it down. I wish there was like a better way for me to describe it. Well, there probably sorry. I wish I had a better way of describing it. But it allows you to organize everything you want to do, everything you want to accomplish, every plan that you have for the day or for the future, in the near future. Um, and like just having like a plan every day is very useful. Just kind of like mindlessly going through your day makes it very hard to actually do what you want to accomplish when you don't give yourself some sort of structure. Like I think that's why people benefit a lot from school or like work. You kind of get like that structure of like, okay, I'm gonna go to school and I'm gonna go to my classes and then I'm gonna finish my classes. But then a lot of times afterwards, people just they'll just rot away, go on their phones, just watch YouTube or Instagram or whatever it is, and then at the end of the day, you're like, man, I feel like my day was wasted. And that's, I mean, partially true because if you didn't do anything that you really wanted to do, it kind of is a wasted day. I mean, if you enjoyed it, then whatever. But, but that's the reason that they like wasted their day is because there was no plan for the stuff, their free time. Um, have some sort of plan. I think that's like very important. I think journaling is the best way to do that because it kind of just you just write out whatever plans you have, and then also specifically with like the kind of like the to-do list here. I got very inspired by mobile games specifically because I noticed when am I the most likely to do something? It's with mobile games, and the reason with mobile games is because mobile games they understand human psychology. They'll have like a checklist of things to do that progressively get harder to do, right? But like some of them are as very simple as just logging into the game, and then you get a reward. It's like okay, cool. I don't really have the reward part, but like for me, the reward is like just being able to check off the thing. So like some of these things are really easy, like flossing. I floss every night. I haven't flossed today, but I haven't brushed my teeth today. Um, and then some of these are, let's see, like a little bit harder where it's one of these is do the lecture for my classes, which I haven't done, which I'll probably do after this video. But wow, I just love rambling. Um, yeah, it helps you organize your life. TLDR.